clue.
Get a job.
Get a haircut.
Get some hair.
Have some respect.
Have some prunes.
Why you? I ought to take this and just get
one pocket.
With new games like Ken Griffey Jr.'s Major League Baseball, Tetris Plus, and Donkey Kong Land 3, the world is a better place.
Nice earrings.
Nice hearing aid.
What?
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Aries here, back in the building once again with another video, a part 2 holiday video. As a matter of fact, you can see here that I'm all set up and I'm ready to go. I got my Christmas tree and then I got the fire brewing. It's a little hot, so be careful, please. All right, I don't want anybody to get burned. I don't know what, aloe vera gel or none of that shit on me, so I can't help you. We're gonna have to call the ambulance and shit like that. So anyway, this video is gonna be a little bit different than the last one, but it's gonna revolve around the same topic, and that is holiday nostalgia. And what we're gonna unwrap here is gonna be more of a discussion. I'm gonna show some gameplay, some clips and stuff like that, but these games are going to be super like important to that point or period in time. So to not waste any more time, let's go grab our gifts so we can get on with the talk. So let's go. All right, we got ourselves a doozy here, fam. We got a double-decker cheeseburger present fest over here. All right, y'all ready for this? Because I am. And man, looking at this, I wrapped these myself. I know. Look at this. Look at the beautiful detail, all right, on these gifts. I wrapped these myself. I couldn't wrap gifts for shit, you know. My wife had to put me up on game, but like, yo, you know that's not how you do it, right? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, you don't do it like that. What the fuck are you talking about? It's wrapping the gift. She's like, no, that's not it. Let me show you how to do it. And so, you know, she put me up on game, and now I'm semi-professional. I guess I could be the one working at Mervin's, or that don't exist no more. What the fuck? Sears? That don't even exist no more. What the fuck is in the mall? JCPenney? I can put the elf ears on and then go and wrap gifts, right? Like that could be my skill for the holiday season. If I could just do something for the holidays, I didn't have to work, I would do that just for fun, right? I know there's some elf ladies or elf guys out there that are kind of like, it's not fun, but you know, I'm that type of dude that takes pride in certain, you know, little things. So anyway, now that I'm fucking like, I don't know, rambling on some other shit, let's talk about these right here. Now, when we were kids, this was the beauty, is seeing 2 gifts under the tree. I know a lot of us probably got about 3, 4, 5 sometimes. And even though like there's some instances where they were toys that were like, you know, budget toys from the dollar store, you know, toys that were like $4 because our parents couldn't really afford it. But to us, it didn't really matter. Why? Because they were toys. Like all we wanted to do was just play. And the same thing was for video games. You know, most of the time my mom got me budget video games during the holidays or for my birthday. Well, no, for my birthday I would actually choose like a AAA title or something like that, something that I really wanted. But for the most part, my mom got me games, and they were mostly like budget bin games, which I didn't really care because all I really wanted was just to play video games. So with all that being said, it actually leads to the topic of this video. So let's unwrap these bad boys and take a look at what's underneath. So we're gonna start with the obvious, the biggest. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, mommy. yes, it's all coming back to me. Actually, I remember unwrapping these on Christmas Day 2002. All right, I got myself my very first PS2 was in 2002, and I got these games here. And the only one that I'm missing that I wish I could have picked up, I was going to pick it up recently, which was Crash Bandicoot 2, Wrath of Cortex or some shit. And it was just like a little, like to me it was overpriced. It was like $20 and I'm not willing to pay that just, you know, for a game. I would want to pay like $12, $11, but whatever. But these right here are my original PlayStation 2 games from 2002. And as you can see here, I have PK, Out of the Shadows, Ready to Rumble 2 Boxing, which I talked about in my PlayStation 2 collection video, Road Trip, which is a pretty bad racing game, but it has its charm, and of course SpongeBob was it Return or Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. All right, these right here were so fucking cool when I first opened them in the Christmas day of 2002, that I was just like, wow. I don't think I even had like a preference or what type of game I wanted. You know, I just remember telling my mom that I wanted a PlayStation 2. So, you know, I was never like, I want a PlayStation 2, but I want this game. I don't think I remember even saying that. So she got me the console, and obviously you need games to go with it. And I'm pretty sure these were like the budget console. These probably like 15-20 bucks, you know, at the time. So super lucky to have these, you know, along with my fresh console. And now let's open up this package. All right, so we can get into the discussion of each one. All right. Can you hold up for me for a second? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh yes, here we have, just like the last video, some Xbox goodies, and that is Halo Combat Evolved, baby, and the Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. These two games I got when I first got my Xbox. My mom hooked it up with two great games, you know what I mean? And so I think at that time I did ask for Halo 2, but obviously it's my mom. She doesn't really, you know about games or anything like that. We just knew the bare minimum, you know, of fucking games when we were younger. I was just like, I probably said I want Halo 2, and she probably saw Halo. She's like, I'll get it. But, and then I'm pretty sure she got this just to add something into the mix as well. And this is a very underrated game, but we'll get into that in a little bit. And Halo as well, man. Super fun game. And so now that we got all that unwrapped, let's talk about each one of these. All right, so first game that we are going to talk about, and more than likely the first game that I put into my PlayStation 2, and that is PK Out of the Shadows. Now this game is a action third-person platformer. Really fun game, by the way, like super underrated in terms of Disney games. What is there to say about this game? Like, the animation is nice, the story is typical. You gotta go save the universe and save your old lady, you know, that type of formula. It has its puzzle elements. That's the fucking villain there. And it does have its difficulty for a Disney game. You know, don't get it twisted. Just because it's Disney doesn't mean it's gonna be simple. We've all played Lion King, so I'm pretty sure you can beat this game in a few hours. And more than likely that's what I did on that morning, or I was just too excited, so I decided to fucking, I don't know, put in all my games at once and only playing for 15 minutes. But the fact that I wanted to try all the games. But anyway, PK, a very, very great game, and super underrated in terms of Disney games. So if you haven't tried it yet, give this one a try. You won't be disappointed. So next, of course, I already talked about, so I'm not going to delve on it too long. It is Ready to Rumble Boxing 2, Round 2. And like I said, it's weird. You get to play as Michael Jackson, a robot. You have all these different types of characters. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You even get to play as Michael Buffer. You know that he's like he's the Mike Tyson, you know, of this game when it comes to, you know, reference to Punch Out. And he gets all fucking buff, and you got to fight the referee, which is, or the announcer guy. You know, that's what Michael Buffer is known for. But super fun game, quick action, something to kill the time with. I've spent so many weekends playing this game, you know, trying to perfect how good I am, so when I invite my cousins over, I can whoop some ass and act like I'm so fucking good at something. You know what I mean? So let's move on to the next one. So this game here is super, super nostalgic. Me and my little sister used to always play this game, and I don't know, we had our times just fucking laughing, just like how stupid the fucking graphics are, how dumb the controls are, but we were just having a ball. And that is Road Trip. Now, it's a very, very generic racer, but it does have its charm. And as you can see on the cover here, I'm pretty sure, like, that's pretty cool, right? Like, that would have sold me as a kid. If I seen this in like the budget bin, I would have just told my mom, can you buy it for me? So, you know, she probably made the right choice. It's probably something I would have chose if I had the choice to choose any game that day, but it had to be under $20. So, like I said, it's very, very generic, the racing. There's like a story mode where the cars are talking to each other. This predates Cars, so it's kind of weird that it's kind of like that. But there's all this feature is what I was talking about. Me and my sister would play this fucking soccer mini game all the time, and we would just be cracking up because of how stupid like the matches were, you know what I mean? And obviously this predates Rocket League as well, and I fucking love Rocket League. I'm not good at it by any means, but I love Rocket League. I love to play it every once in a while. But this game right here, in that mode, always makes me think of the holidays or vacations or summers, because me and my sister would play the hell out of it. So Road Trip, I wouldn't recommend it because it's not that great of a game, but if you happen to have it, or if you see it for like $5 or some shit like that, pick it up and give it a try. You won't be disappointed because it's kind of goofy. This next game here is pretty funny because I was a huge fan of the cartoon at this time, and that is SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. SpongeBob, yo, was just something that I loved. Like, I was obsessed. I'm telling you, I was obsessed with SpongeBob. All right, I was like 9-10 years old when the series came out. All right, and then that first episode just cemented it for me. Right, and if you guys watched SpongeBob growing up, you know what the first episode is. That's when he went to go apply to work at the Krusty Krab. He gets there and Mr. Krabs is like, well, I don't think you have, you know, the skills to do it. He's like, you got to go get this triple fucking spinning spatula or whatever the fuck. And so SpongeBob goes, you know, to go look for it, and they're just laughing at him, you know, in the restaurant, like, okay, you know, that shit doesn't exist. He's not coming back. And so they get overrun by all these fucking fish tourists or whatever the fuck. And then SpongeBob comes to save the day, and there's that one song that comes on. I forgot how it goes. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And so, you know, that cemented it for me, and I was just like, I fucking love this show, dude. Like, this show is hilarious. But anyway, back to this game. And this game right here is a cool 3D platformer, like super fun. There's a lot of like missions to do. There's a lot of you know, it's really in tune with the cartoon, and you get to play as SpongeBob. Obviously, you get to choose the different types of costumes because each costume serves as its own I don't know, like special power, kind of like the suits are for Super Mario. And so here you can see in the back, you get to play as Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. You get to throw bubbles, and you pretty much encounter the Flying Dutchman. And the Flying Dutchman, I guess, like, you know, puts a curse, or he steals Gary or some shit like that. Some dumb shit like that. Something that's just very in line with the cartoon. And I just don't know what to say, man. Like, this game is really, really fun. I know most people are familiar with Battle for Bikini Bottom, but this one here is highly slept on because it is a really fun, like, if you like games like, I don't know, Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, Sly, what's its name? Sly Raccoon. I forget the name of it. I'm sorry. You know, those type of 3D platformers, then SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman is going to be right up your alley. So give it a try if you haven't. Alright, so we're down to the bottom two, ladies and gentlemen, and the next one we're going to talk about is everyone's almost obvious favorite and the most nostalgic to a lot of people, and that is Halo Combat Involved. This one here, like I said, was the first game that I got with my Xbox, and more than likely was the first game that I popped into it to give it a try. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I asked for Halo 2 because that was the reason why I wanted the Xbox. But I got this one and I wasn't disappointed, right? Because to me, I was like, cool, I get to play the first part. And I did get Halo 2, but the next year on my birthday. So everything worked out. But Halo, man, Combat Evolved is such a great introduction to the series. And this one right here, we put so much time into this. Me and my cousins, we would play multiplayer all the fucking time. And I don't know, man, like at this time, I've never played a game like this, ever. Like this right here really changed my view on first-person shooters, and more than likely was the game that got me started on first-person shooters to begin with, because I really liked the idea of using both thumbsticks. Like when it came to first-person games in older consoles, like the first PlayStation or the N64, like I hated that there was no other button to do. You obviously had to make do with what you had, but GoldenEye would have been so much better if there was two thumbsticks, right? You had to fuck around with those C buttons up and down. You kind of got used to it. That's how you became good at it. But you know, when this came out, I just loved that you were able to use both thumbsticks, the right trigger to fucking shoot and shit like that. So fucking fantastic. The game will forever live on as one of my top 10 favorite Xbox games, and actually top 10 favorite games of all time, man, because I played this shit over and over and over, and the love I have for it is just really deep, man, really deep rooted. Like, my mom hooked it up, you know, she did what she can. She looked at this, she's like, oh, he's talking about Halo, I'll get it for him, and she didn't disappoint, you know. So moving on to the last one, and this one here, massively underrated, by the way, a very underrated first person shooter slash, like, I don't know what you call it, but it is called The Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. You pretty much play as Riddick. You go to this prison called Butcher Bay, and you gotta find your way out. And the way you do that is kind of like fucking up the system, right? You find your way because you want to destroy or you want to kill the guy who's putting you there, because there's a reason why this guy wants you there. And it has nothing to do with money or nothing, because he does gyp the guy who actually transports you there. So there's like something really deep that the fucking warden really wants Riddick there for. And so they do all this other shit to keep him locked away, because they know he's fucking smart, they know he's tactical, they know he's fucking strong, so they got to do everything they can to kind of contain him. And in this game, pretty much you have to find your way to break out, and in doing so, in between all this, you know, you get to meet other prisoners. You hear some familiar voices, by the way. I don't know these guys' names, but you know, you hear obviously Vin Diesel, you hear Exhibit, you hear the guy who plays Yondu. Like the cast in this game, and everybody does a fantastic job with the voiceovers, and it's pretty much just like a great first person escapism, puzzle solving, a lot of stealth maneuvers in this game. So much to go off here, and it's really, and if you're a fan of like the Riddick films, like this is really in par with the film, and you wouldn't be disappointed, man. Like this game right here, I just hear nobody ever talk about it, never even mention it. Okay, it does get difficult sometimes because there's a lot of moving around. You have to go over there, you have to come back, a lot of talking. But if you got the patience to go through with it, it's going to be something that you're going to enjoy. And when I was a kid, I remember beating this shit for the first time, and I never came back to it just because I was like, damn, you know, I felt like it was just so hard. But I have to give this game a try, because like, I just remember it being so fucking fun and exciting. It's like you're part of the movie. That's the excitement part about it. So, my voice is breaking. What the fuck? Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. My voice better. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. So that was my Christmas of 02 and 05, fam. And like I said, these games will forever live in my heart. I will keep these till like I'm old and I can't play games no more. They're gonna be with me forever. Not because like they're such great games, but because they were gifted to me by the most wonderful person in the fucking world, and who I love so much. And you know, my mom really tried. You know, when it came to like video game stuff, like she had no idea, and I knew very little because we couldn't afford to get magazines and, you know, really go on the internet to look at things. So it was just like whatever I heard on the school grounds, whatever I seen on TV was kind of my only knowledge I had. So or when we would go to the store, I'll look through the magazines and I'll be like, oh shit, look at this game, you know, shit like that. So you know, whatever information my mom had for me, that's what she was going based off of. And to me, she did a fantastic job on Christmases, on birthdays and shit like that, because she knew, you know, like she had the right idea. And it didn't always hit the mark, but to me, she always hit the bullseye, because that's what, you know, I was talking about in some way or another. So shout out to my mom. I love her very much. And yeah, man, like these holidays are just remind me of, you know, the hard work that she did, you know, to provide for me and my sisters. And that's what this holiday season is all about, right? It's all about, you know, being thankful for, you know, those, our parents, our siblings, or whoever took care of us type of thing, you know, and our spouses. And and you know, to share the joy with them. And even if they're not around, you know what, you can still pay homage to them by just saying how amazing they were, you know. And that's what nostalgia really is, and that's what this means to me. That's what these games mean to me. That's what old school cartoons mean to me. It just takes me back to the time where everything just seems so simple and beautiful. And if I could go back and cherish those moments even more, we could. But you know, the cool thing about it is that I can cherish those moments even more up here. So yeah, I know I got a little emotional there. But I want to thank y'all for coming through and kicking it with your boy once again. I very, very, very much appreciate you coming through and listening to me blabber on. I don't have the greatest stories. I don't have like the greatest things to talk about. But you know, when I go on Twitter and shit like that, like, it makes it worthwhile discussing nostalgia, discussing, you know, things that are, I don't know, to me they're important. You know, there's a lot of important things to talk about, but I think the most important is positivity, and that's all we really need in this life, because we're just bombarded with a lot of negative shit. So positivity is always a great thing, and there's a lot of great positive content creators out there that I just enjoy watching, just because, you know, it inspires me to do better, and it gives me like the energy I need to work, because sometimes it's a drag and shit like that. So thank y'all very much once again. I very, very, very much appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So with all that being said, fam, I'll catch y'all on the next episode, alright? Deuce.